So I just went through. This is a if you're not familiar with the program, it's Mugen. It's a 2D fighter specifically for the PC. It basically gives you the ability to create any 2D fighting game that you want. You can even make a 3D fighting game if you want to. Also, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna showcase some new improvements I've made here. This is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. As you can see, I completed the globe. Right now, I'm in the process of refining the refined physics that I've added to all the female characters here. I'm just gonna go through. If you have a character like this, what's going on? Let's turn this filter off real quick. So if you have a female like this who has no breast, they're not gonna have physics. Just deal with it. They're not old enough or they just don't look right. If you have a character like this who needs physics, I added physics to them. So I'm just gonna go through here. I want this video to be under 10 minutes. Honestly, I can't remember for the life of me which ones I refined specifically. So I'm just gonna go through. Master Morgan on the left there, she has two different stances, or two sets of animations. She, depending on the button you use to pick her, she has a different set of sprites and animations. But this is the first set. As you can see, I added her physics for her breast or whatever where applicable. Unfortunately, feminists out there, breasts move, and they will move in my games. And here's Mai. I think Mai by default, she has good Gainaxing or Gainax, or she has good jigglage on her default sprites. That's a little excessive. That right there, I probably did that. I don't doubt it. Yeah, I think I did that to her crouch. No telling with me. If that's not her by default. Honestly, Mai doesn't need to be touched. Her default doesn't. So I'm gonna pick Master Morgan again with a different button, and hopefully that gives me the alternate version of her. And I'm gonna switch Mai out with another character, another female character that I think I added physics to. That I know I added physics to. Okay, hopefully this one's different. Is that a different stance? I can't tell. I don't know. I think this is a different stance. Then you have Tiffany on the left. Tiffany, I think the only physics I added to Tiffany. Oops. She has breasts. Yeah, she bounces like crazy. Tiffany bounces. That's the character on the right. When she crouches too. So for her crouching her idol, I tweaked those, both of those. But I haven't done any excessive tweaks or excess tweaks to her. And then Morgan, Master Morgan. I can't remember. I'm not sure which stance she's doing right now. So I'm gonna pick her again. This time I'm gonna pay attention. Make sure she has a different the proper stance. She'll be noticeable. Yeah, this is a different stance. I'm guessing this is the first stance she was in, but she just doesn't move at all. See how different it is? The character feels different with physics, man. Every attack. That's how breasts are, man. Breasts aren't made of rock or concrete. As you can see for see Viper, see her walk back animation, she has a very slight bounce. You don't have to be crazy with all the characters, you know. You just give them a little bit of bounce, man. They're women. Let women be women. Not every woman wants to like drink protein drinks and have muscles and, you know, look gross. Some women want to be feminine and get married. Alright, so I'm gonna move on. Oh man, that was brutal. So I'm gonna move on to Jury. And who else? Besides Jury, I did Tiffany, I did Viper. I think I edited Vanessa. So I'm gonna do Vanessa. My crush. Female that boxes. Nothing sexy. Oh, this pixelation. Let's turn my filter on here. That pixelation killing me. There we go. Okay, so Jury, there's a walk back. See the slight bounce? Or walk forward? Well, let's see if I can finagle this. Controlling with one controller, by the way. See Jury on the left? She's got very slight bounce to her animations. And then of course her idol, she has a bounce. Then on the right, we have Vanessa. My girl Vanessa, she by default, she already has Gainaxing or bouncing in her animations, as you can see here. All I did was I added animations to her crouch. And something else. I think I actually edited her breast too. For her idle stance, I made her breast bounce slightly more too. She has it's noticeable if you're familiar with this character, but she's got slightly more bounce to her chest that I've recently tweaked. I just I don't know. Sometimes I'm not satisfied, and I have to like improve what's there. All right. Who's next? Jill, Cammy. No, I edited Cammy. Of course, I edited Cammy. Cammy got the most sexist design. Okay, Morgan, Cammy and Morgan. Let's go. Classic Morgan. Let's see. Her idol. So on the left for Cammy, as you can see, her idol's been tweaked. She has breast physics in her idol stance. When she crouches, she has the breast physics. When she walks back, see the physics? Slight, very slight bounce. And when she walks forward, she has physics. It's let me move back here. Let me get both characters swapped. Watch Cammy on the left. As you can see, very slight bounce again. For Morgan on the right, crazy bounce. She's got like super bounce. Morgan is thick. That's pretty much it. That's all she needed. As you can see, every attack results in her just jiggling, which is that's what she should look like, man. Like I'm tired, man. These concrete breasts. God, Japanese think like Americans. Okay, what's next? Let's see what I got in this row here. I know I didn't touch Felicia. Felicia, she's nearly naked in this game, dude. There's no point in. Oh, Iroha. I think I edited Iroha. No, I was just kidding. Of course, I didn't edit. Roll either, man. You know, it's nothing to edit. All right. Okay. For Iroha, yeah, definitely her idol. I added yeah, she's got some bounce to her idol now. I don't know what the base sprite animations look like, but I don't remember them looking that bouncy. So, and of course her crouch. Yeah, she got crazy bounce on her crouch now. That's her normal. I think that's her normal walk back and her normal walk forward. She already had Gainaxing. She just had it in the animations that didn't matter. So now that she has it in her idol, as you can see, it just matches. It matches so well. And for her crouch. Now her character makes sense animation wise. It's not janky. And then for Jill, oh, Jill has a tube top, right? But it's a tight tube top. It's like a sporty tube top. So I don't think her breasts really should go crazy. So I only added bounce to her idle, slight bounce to her idle, and to her crouch. As you can see, it's just a very slight bounce. But she don't need much, man. I'm not trying to like lose my mind when it's not necessary. But yeah, she's been edited. Alright, let's move along. I'm gonna do roughly half of this roster, man. This is a lot of characters to go through. I said I want to keep this under 10. Jill. Jill, I think this Jill, MVC2 original Jill, I think she already had Gainax or breast bounce, which is crazy because she's not voluptuous. She's not as voluptuous as other characters, so I didn't understand why she bounced and characters like Morgan didn't. Didn't make sense. Okay, for Ruby Heart on the left, is she has a special type of breast animation, as you can see there. I just simply drew it. I drew in the animation. To be honest, I was just experimenting, just seeing if I could, and I could. And for her crouch, there you go. She has my traditional slight jigglage there for her crouch, which looks really good, especially after an attack. Wow, look at the difference there. See how fluid it makes it feel? Jeez, man, just that, man. That's crazy. I think that's her original Gainaxing for her walk forward and walk back. I think that's her regular bounce. I think she always looked like that. And then for Jill, I think I slightly tweaked Jill because by default, she already had pretty good bounce to her. I think her crouch, specifically for her crouch, I gave her jigglage on her chest just to match her idol because her idol, I think my default already had a very slight jigglage to it. I probably modified this too to make it a little more extreme. I never noticed how swole Jill is. You see her arm? See her muscle? Jeez. But yeah, and I probably, knowing me, I probably edited her walk animations too. I can't remember. But by default, Jill, she already had some bounce to her, so it wasn't necessary if I edited her to even touch her. She's pretty satisfactory in my opinion. Chun-Li, oh my God, Chun-Li. Chun-Li's okay. Chun-Li's Jigglich is on the level of Street Fighter 5. You remember that leak they had in Street Fighter 5, revealing that they added in physics to the models and stuff. You know that leak, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's so ridiculous." She's at that level in this game. I don't care. I just wanted it, so I did it. But yeah, there you go. There's Chun-Li. There's her idol. If you're familiar with this sprite at all, you're probably losing your mind. But yeah, that's what I think they should look like. She's not wearing a bra. And there's a walk back, slight bounce. There's a walk forward, and big bounce, walk forward. For a crouch, yeah, she's jiggling. And every attack, I love that. When they pull back the attack and it's that slight bounce on the chest, that's how breast should react to movement. And then we got X23 on the right. X23's bounce is very tame. The only reason it's tame, she's wearing a leather top first and foremost, and then I think she's young. I think her character's pretty young. So as you can see, her jigglage is only restricted to her idle animation, and it's very minute, or it's barely noticeable. And of course, for her walk forward, she's got a little bit of bounce. I don't know if you can see it there, but she's got a slight bounce for when she takes steps. But that's all I wanted to do to X23. I don't want to lose my mind here. Alright, it's about half the roster. All the females who are endowed, that's about half the roster. I've been adding Gainaxing or breast physics to all of the female characters in MVC2, among other things. As you can see, my roster, the globe is complete. There's also secret characters galore. There's so many secret characters. This is me actually in the secret area just skimming through stuff. There's secret characters everywhere too. Like anywhere pretty much that you go, you're gonna run into a secret character out in the secret area. And it's not just one or two, it's a lot of secret characters. Of course, Marvel and Capcom based. But yeah, it's just me showcasing some of my Gainaxing, my filter, just a few modifications. That's it. Alright, God bless.